everyone, welcome back to Property Talk with Y'alls, where we talk all things property and equip you guys to make the best property investment and purchasing decisions. So today we are tackling a different way of investing in property that doesn't really require you to go knocking at the bank asking for money, aka a home loan. Right? A more affordable, less stressful way of investing in property. I think the true definition of passive income, and what's great about it is that you can invest as little as R1, literally R1, and you don't have to worry about tenant issues and maintenance and all those other problems that come with rental property. So today we'll be talking about investing in residential property through the EasyProperties platform. So like literally these people at EasyEquities have been spamming my inbox, and the latest email I've received from them on the 24th of May says, invest now. Yolanda, there's still time to get your hands on a slice of Ballito Hills, okay? And I happen to have 500 Rand credit on my EasyEquities account, so I thought, you know what, after doing some research and just like reading on this new development, let's invest in Ballito Hills. I've actually lived in that estate when I was based in Durban, and I will take you guys through the journey with me as I invest and just break it all down for you. So let's do this. So before we actually invest and buy these shares, let's start with the simple question. How does EasyEquities actually work, and how are you able to invest property through this platform? So basically EasyProperties, right, what they do is they create a company, and this company basically owns and distributes shares amongst investors. So what does that mean? So EasyProperties as a company would basically look for new developments, right? So they have experts, right, that hand pick certain properties in areas obviously that offer good growth and value prospects. So properties in areas that are developing at a rapid rate, and areas that also maybe show a good rental return, right? And this is great because they will literally do everything, take care of everything. You don't have to worry about the process of buying the properties or the paperwork or anything like that. So they take care of everything. And once they identify a property, so let's use Ballito Hills as an example, which is what I'll be investing in today. So once they've identified, let's say, Ballito Hills as a good investment, they decide, okay, we want to buy, let's say, 2 blocks of apartments in this estate, right? And this, let's say, will cost them 20 million Rand. And they've only, for example, been able to secure 10 million Rand through a home loan or a bond, and they are short of the additional 10 million. So think about an example when you're trying to buy your own like property. You approach the bank for a 1 million Rand home loan, maybe just, based on your risk profile and affordability, the bank says, we can only give you like 800K, child, and maybe now you're short of 200K. So basically that's the same scenario that EasyProperties finds themselves in. So back to Ballito Hills. So now let's say they're short of 10 million Rand, and this is where we come in. What EasyProperties will do is they'll come to us as the public, you and I, to help them raise the 10 million that they need. And ultimately, whoever invests will own all these properties or block of flats in the estate collectively. So all of us, right? And this is essentially what's called an IPO, initial public offering. And this is your first chance as the public to invest in these properties that EasyProperties identifies as a potentially good investment. And as I said, guys, you can invest as little as R1, okay? So I'll come with my R1, someone else has 1,000 Rand, 10,000 Rand, 100, however how much you have, you invest that money, okay? And me, with my 500 Rand that I have, and I will start investing in Ballito Hills. Okay, so let's actually do this and buy the shares. I am currently using the EasyEquities app on my phone, and you basically have direct access to EasyProperties on this app. So I'm just logging on quickly. Let's just go to the EasyProperties main page. Okay, so now we are on the EasyProperties main page, and at the top you'll see you can see all properties, all IPOs and auctions. So when I click on IPOs, you'll see that the only offering they have available at the moment is Ballito Hills, which is what I want to invest in. So click on Ballito Hills, and then you'll see a whole lot of information available. So at the top, you're able to just view some pictures of the property and how that looks like. Then let's just go back. Cool. So you'll see it says new listing. It gives you a bit of background information about Ballito Hills, where it's situated, etc. Okay, so you'll see that the offer for this IPO opened on the 20th of Feb 2022, and it closes on the 31st of March 2022, and then it details exactly how much they are trying to raise, or the funding target as per se. And in this case, they're trying to raise 15.829590, so almost like 16 million rand. And to date, right, so today is the 29th of March, okay, 2 days before this IPO closes, and they have funded 81.92% of the target. Then it gives you other information such as the internal rate of return, the rental yield, the market valuation of the properties that they've bought, which is 23 million. So they bought the property for 23 million, but they require funding, or they require funding from us as the public of about 16 million, right? Which means the balance is what they were able to acquire. And that's funding that they could have gotten through the bank, for example, and now the 16 million is what they're trying to get from us as the public. Then it tells you that the offer ends in 2 days. Then a whole lot of information, which is so important, and you need to make sure that you actually read and go through it, right? So it gives you an investment summary, some details on the property, some key financials to look out for. So the share valuation, the gross rental income you can expect, the rental yield, etc. Shows you how they calculate everything, the location, and then frequently asked questions, right? So for example, if you want to know what some of these calculations are, what they mean, what's an IPO, what's a dividend, what's rental yield, etc., they explain all of that for you. Of course, before you decide to invest in the property, this is the type of information that you want to read. So it's important that you take time, right? And you do that background work. So now we'll click on invest now. Okay, then it asks me, how much would you like to invest? Well, child, I only have a balance of 500 rand. Okay, wow, I said 5,000. Okay, there you go, 500 rand. So it tells me that my available funds is 500 rand. The property share price, so it's 1 rand per share, and I'm able to get 493 shares. And it tells me the investment value of 493.89 cents. The actual cost of the investment, so there's an IPO capital raising fee I have to pay, administration fee I have to pay, and of course VAT, so your tax, and then total amount 500 rand. Then I have to obviously, before submitting my application, please agree to the statement below. I have already read the prospectus already, so you click there just to review it quickly, confirm all the T's and C's, and then I finally click on apply for offer. And then there you go, application submitted successfully. And basically I have to wait until the IPO closes on the 31st of March, and then that's when I'll be able to actually get my shares. Okay, so that's done, and I've now applied for the offer for the shares. And remember, As mentioned, IPO does close on the 31st of March, and basically two things can happen, right? The first one is if they don't have enough money raised from the public by the closing date, which I suspect will be the case for Ballito Hills, then they'll either like extend the offer and give the public more time, to invest and try to raise that capital. Or if there's an oversubscription, so let's say they're looking for 10 million and they receive like 15 million rand from the public, then chances are they will return a portion of your money back. So once IPO is closed and completed successfully, this is basically when they will issue the shares to you, and that will be a confirmation that you actually own like a portion of the properties of that particular estate. The next key question now is how, and most important probably, how do you actually make money on EasyProperties, right? And it's very simple, guys. There are two ways you can make money, and this is through capital gains and dividends. So let's start with dividends. And dividends is actually paid out every quarter of the year. So this is the money you receive, right? Basically, it's a result of the positive cash flow that they will get from the rentals of the properties that they bought. So you'll take the total rent received from all the properties, subtract all the expenses like needed to run these properties, and the difference, which is the positive cash flow or profit, they will then divide that by the total number of investors. So all of us together, and each person will receive their portion of the profit depending on how many shares you have in total, i.e. how much you had initially invested. Okay, so let's be real, the initial dividend will not likely be a lot of money, and you'll have to be a bit patient to realize the real returns, because once the rental starts going up and EasyProperties starts making more profit on these properties, then you can expect maybe to like receive some dividends, that actually makes sense. I mean, think of your own rental property and the cash flow you'd be making and how long it would take for you to actually see real returns. It's a similar situation. The second way to make money is through capital gains, and you would have to hold the properties or shares for at least, I would say, 5 years minimum, again, to see any like real return. Capital gains is of course based on the actual valuation of the property. So for example, when you bought the properties, they were valued at 10 million, and 5 years later they are now valued at 15 million rand, which means your share price would have gone up. And what EasyProperties does is they actually carry out their own like independent valuations by a professional like every 6 months, and you can also use those valuations as a guide to know like when to buy or sell your shares on the platform. But as I said, it is more of a long-term hold. So you have to be patient. Now we know how to buy shares on the platform and how to actually make money. So just a quick recap on why would someone even consider or want to invest in EasyProperties through Easy Equities. First reason, it's in their name. Guys, it's very easy to invest, right? All you have to do is register your account, deposit some money, as little as 1 rand, and start investing. There's no home loan approvals, there's no offer to purchase, that fees and those fees and that tax, nothing, right? Also, as I mentioned, it's cheap, guys. Like, you can literally invest for as little as 1 rand, right? And I think the third most important reason is diversification. You are able to easily diversify your property investment, buy different properties in different areas and different locations in South Africa, right? At a minimal cost. So I have invested my 500 bags, and hopefully, sometime in the future I'll make an update video, maybe in 6 months time, and I might also decide to invest more like during this time period. But yeah, man, we'll see how my investment does, and hopefully this was a good choice. But remember, as I said, I always think long term, and I also understand the power of being patient and letting my money work for me. I really hope this was a very informative video, and let me know if you guys have any other questions in terms of how to invest on EasyProperties or just investing in the platform in general, and I will Promise you I will do my best to answer them in the comment section. But as always, thank you so much guys for watching this video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video as we continue this property purchasing and property investing conversations. Cheers, bye.